For the first time in a very long time, I feel very optimistic about this Barcelona team that we have. Barcelona were able to beat Real Betis 5-0, right? 5-0. When was the last time we were able to say this? To say that Barcelona have beaten a team that consisted of 5 goals. So we saw Joao Felix score, Lewandowski also score, Ferran Torres scoring a goal, Joao Cancelo scoring a goal. So we got 2 Joaos scoring in this match. And then we also have Rafinha scoring in this game that led towards Barcelona winning 5-0. What a way to really showcase your skill sets, because every player in this game, when it comes to Barcelona, did show their very best level. They played fast, there were quick passes, quick thinking, our attacking plays were much faster, everything just looked much more fluid. Now, even though Barcelona were missing a player like Dembele, where everyone was saying, oh yeah, Dembele is that player that makes a difference for the club, I think that Dembele's exit was for the good of Barcelona, because with the options that we have, like Joao Felix, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, they're all able to get the chances and minutes that they could not get when Dembele was there, because he was untouchable at the moment under Xavi Hernandez. But because of his exit, it allowed more minutes to the other players that we have, and we just look much more fluid. We look much more dynamic, and that is the Barcelona that we want to see. Real Betis were trying to show character in the first 20 minutes of the match. They were trying to attack, maybe make it 2-1 or maybe 1-1. I saw the character, I saw the confidence coming from Pellegrini's Real Betis, especially with that defensive line that was fully Barcelona, right? We saw Bellerin, Batra, Chadi Riyad, Juan Miranda. We saw many players at Real Betis that we knew could have caused a lot of damage to this club, but Barcelona did not even allow Real Betis to penetrate them at all and minimize their chances. Ter Stegen made amazing saves, right? We saw Real Betis see some chances, but because Barcelona's goalkeeper is just so good and our defensive line is also so good, Barcelona were able to maximize their chances with their amazing attacking quality, which is why we continued to beat down Real Betis, and their confidence went all the way to the very bottom until the very last minute. This is the Barcelona that again we want to see. It's a Barcelona team that makes you believe that you will not win at their home, especially, and you will not win ever when you face them. That is what Barcelona used to stand for, and we showed that. We dominated in possession, we dominated in attacking qualities, we dominated in 1v1s, in almost everything. And one of the things that really did excite me about this whole game was the fact that Joao Felix acts like the best partner for Lewandowski. Like he's like that second striker for Lewandowski. Lewandowski about a couple of weeks ago was stating that at the moment he does not get any support from the players. He feels very separated, he feels very individual. Every time he has the ball, there's like no players around him, and he wanted more support. And this is the thing that we have been talking about over the past 2 weeks, is how can we get more players surrounding Lewandowski to accompany him in order for him to find those chances. And in this game, we saw Xavi Hernandez find a solution, which is to have Joao Felix very close to Lewandowski, which is why we saw Joao Felix and Lewandowski connect a lot. And this is a duo that does interest me. I want to see more of this because the understanding between the two players is very good. And after just playing one game together, or like 2 games I believe, the connection is very strong and Joao Felix looks very effective. I did not expect Joao Felix to fit into this squad so fast, and he was the one that opened the scoring. He did receive a ball inside the box. He tried to score on the first touch, but he couldn't do that. It rebounded, and then he put that into the bottom left corner after finding that like tight little space. I'm like, there's no way Joao Felix is going to score that, and he ended up scoring the first goal. So you can see that Joao Felix, I'm not trying to like say Joao only because I know it's going to confuse some people, but Felix, let's call him Felix. Felix looks very motivated to win. As for Lewandowski, again, he got a goal. I think he scored the second goal that made it 2-0. He really needed that. He really needed that second goal because of his drought that he was going through. He scored a goal that I think is going to set him up for success later in the future. And then Ferran Torres, man, like I'm telling you guys, Ferran Torres is back. The shark is back. Ferran Torres is here and ready to make a statement. He scored a free kick for Barcelona, and let me tell you, the last time Barcelona scored a free kick, the last time the fans of Barcelona saw a free kick happen was back in 2021. I believe it was in either March or May when Messi scored a free kick back in those years. And ever since then, ever since 2021, Barcelona did not see a single free kick being scored for them until Ferran Torres came in and scored a golazo. And it's just so interesting, right? Because the more I think about it, the more I think about how creative we looked in the final third. Because whatever Joao Felix was doing in the final third and combining with Lewandowski and Ferran Torres and stuff like that, like he was in a way bringing out the creativity of Pedri. And I know that sounds crazy for me to say, but his creativity, his way of thinking, his fast forward thinking, and the fact that he's able to think 2 steps ahead, it's really at the level of Pedri. Like for example, the way that Lewandowski scored that goal, if Joao Felix were to touch that ball, that goal would have never happened, but he knew exactly what was going on behind him, which is why he let that ball go through his legs. And so you can see that he's very well aware of what's happening around him and what type of things he needs to do during certain plays. He knows exactly what to do. And this is also why I did say, for the first time ever, Joao Felix is at a team where they want to dominate possession, where they want to play with the ball and have the ball 99.9% of the time. Joao Felix in the past 2 years was not able to do that because he was with Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, two very defensive teams, two teams that do not care if they have the ball or not. And Joao Felix was a victim in systems like that, but at a system like Barcelona where you play with the ball, where you have the majority of the possession, Joao Felix is really showing his true character and what he could be in the future. So every player did their job, and thanks to Xavi Hernandez, he was able to instill to the players on what they needed to do in their roles. Even Joao Felix or Joao Cancelo did say that everybody did their job, they knew their roles exactly. And that is a key thing for every coach. Pep Guardiola knows exactly how to do this with all of his City players. They know their roles, they know what they need to do, they know what type of passes they have to make, and the same thing is going on between Xavi Hernandez and his players. And I know that I haven't really touched on Joao Cancelo as much as I did with Joao Felix, but let's talk about Cancelo for a bit. I think that he is exactly what Xavi Hernandez needed in the right back position. He really needed someone that could make those crosses, go into the final third and score goals. As a matter of fact, Cancelo did score a goal against Real Betis, and I just think that Cancelo is going to be the perfect fit for Barcelona, and he is going to continue at this club for many more years. He already looks so natural playing in that right back position. When he scored that goal, he pointed to the crest and he said, "This is the club that I love." And his role was also interesting because sometimes I saw him as a central defensive midfielder, something that we have talked about in this YouTube channel. Cancelo can play as a pivot with Frankie de Jong and form a double pivot. He was very creative in the final third, looking for those passes. At some point through the game, I saw Cancelo almost as a central midfielder. Yes, it got to that point because Cancelo is able to do that. So he's very versatile. He's very dynamic in my opinion. And so let's continue this momentum. Let's continue this type of mentality because this mentality that we have feels so right. And when you add Vitor Roque into this dynamic and what we're building, we're just going to be a monster of a team. A monster of a team where I think that we're going to be peaking at the right moment through the season, which will be in February. In February, we have to peak. And I think that by that time, when Vitor Roque is also there, Barcelona will be at the peak of their powers with the players that we have. It's pure technicality and it's showing. So here are going to be my final ratings for every player in the starting 11. Alejandro Balde, I would give him a 7 out of 10. Christensen and Koundé, 8 out of 10. Christensen did have an assist in this match. Joao Cancelo, 9 out of 10. Gavi, 8.5 out of 10. He was fundamental towards us winning the ball in the middle of the pitch. Audio Romeo got an assist and I would give him a 8 out of 10. Frankie de Jong, a very solid 8.5 out of 10. Joao Felix, 9 out of 10. Lewandowski with 2 assists and 1 goal, 9.5 out of 10. And then Ferran Torres, I would give him a 9 out of 10. Well done by Xavi Hernandez, probably one of his best games since he did start coaching this club, and so well done. So that is it. Our next game is going to be against Antwerp in the Champions League on Tuesday. We are going to be talking about that match in this YouTube channel in terms of the pre-match preview and the post-match review. It's going to be so exciting. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.